Hi, welcome. I'm T.
And I'm B.
Today we're talking about Wanting by
Richard Flanagan,
who is an amazing author. If you haven't read anything by him, find your way to him. He is fantastic.
I can recommend Gould's Book of Fish as well, and you have another favorite as well.
The Unknown Terrorist. I thought it was spectacularly drawn. The characters were amazing.
And we both loved Wanting,
Yes.
which is the one we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, Mr. Dickens makes
An appearance. And he's kind of like, there's a fad in literature right now to have Dickens in your novel.
that Victorian kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like even The City of Zed that I just recently read,
Had a little bit of
City of Z if you're American, had that Victorian era of
sensibility, but
the mesmerism and all of that sort of stuff coming through.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And Trina also read Drood, which had Dickens in it as well.
It does. It's very, very different. It's sort of a part-time character in this book, or a minor character in this book, who is Wilkie Collins
is the
main character in Drood, who, well, he and Dickens have a little sparring.
Yes. And in this novel, the main character is a young Aboriginal Australian girl named Mathina. And there's also Sir John Franklin and his wife Lady Jane, and on the other side of that there's Dickens.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of other characters as well, as we take Mathina through her home in Van Diemen's Land to a home with Lady Jane and Sir John Franklin.
She really shows sort of the worst of colonialism.
Yes.
She's like
The embodiment
of it. She starts by having her land taken away and putting on this Van Diemen's Island, and then she's ripped away from that because someone takes a minor interest in her and gets ripped away into another society. Like, it's just
it's very the characters, for instance, Sir John and Lady Jane, really show the attitudes of colonialism at the time. Like, Sir John Franklin is the guy, the Franklin expedition guy, right? So he has this whole attitude about natives of any land, and the rumor about the cannibalism on his expedition surfaces during the book, and there's this whole like crazy rumor mill that happens about it, and because of course they're savages. In the colonial view, right?
And he, as a proper Englishman, would never.
No, gosh, he would never. No Englishman would ever end up in that
state,
situation where you might have to survive on another person to keep yourself alive.
And it's interesting the machinations behind it. Like, Lady Jane has to work. Dickens comes in when Lady Jane is in England and her husband's ship has gone missing. All these rumors occur, so she enlists Dickens as one of the main sort of information people of the day.
Filterer, because he does a lot of newspaper work, right?
And she knows he'll be...
he'll go in favor of Sir John and try to champion him, right? Because Sir John is not there.
And he has the same tendencies of colonialism and that sort of...
So during the novel, Dickens starts touring this play based on Sir John Franklin's expedition, and it's like very, pro Sir John and very anti, anti native only in the sense that
condescending.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Appropriating their experience, pretending they know what it is, that whole thing. And that's what happens to Mathina too. It's the grand experiment, right? So they're trying to take this poor young girl and make her into an English woman, basically.
Yeah.
And clearly it's not successful.
But with no real desire.
No.
I mean, it's all about dabbling, right?
Yeah.
They take her and move her, but then they lose interest.
Yeah.
And much like they do, like he's talking about with everything.
Yeah.
All of these people are dabblers in all these other things, whether it's mesmerism or,
Theater. Yeah. It's so tragic, Richard Flanagan really tells the history while he tells his story quite succinctly, I think.
Yeah.
And it really shows the evils and of colonialism and how people just went astray, really. Like, they really didn't get what they were doing, sadly. And
just the mindset
yeah.
of devaluing your neighbors.
Yeah.
You know?
Not wanting to comprehend.
I really think it's interesting coming out now when we're stuck in this world where, you know, we're invading countries and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a real lesson in terms of the sort of the dilettantism and the cost that it has for the people whose lives you uproot while
Yes.
you're...
Exactly.
Yeah.
And really a cautionary tale maybe too about Haiti right now.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
it needs to get rebuilt, and let's just think about that before we do it. Let's just be careful.
Well, and it's all written by Richard Flanagan, who writes beautiful sentences.
Oh, he is such a lovely, lovely writer. And his characters really, I mean...
They come alive.
Yeah, Dickens's wife, I mean, he writes this woman so heartbreakingly. You know, this is a woman who, you know, like many women of her time, pumped out babies, like, because she had no choice.
Yeah.
And, you know, I believe the way it's written, just went into postpartum depression for the rest of her life. And, you know, he writes it without saying it in a way that is very sensitive and beautiful.
Well, and
really.
even if she's not postpartum,
She needs help.
and my God, 10 kids.
Like, really.
With a husband who's traveling all the time
Yeah.
and who's writing all the time and who's as domineering a character
Yes,
in the book.
personal
I mean,
yeah.
perhaps it was different, but
But even if he was a fictional character
Yeah.
that nobody knew about, it's just tragic the
Yeah.
way, you know, women are put in their place and not. But Richard Flanagan brings them to the forefront.
yeah, he really gives them a voice, which
Yeah.
is wonderful.
It's very, very nice.
So we say buy it, read it.
Yeah.
It is fantastic.
You will love it. It's
Yeah.
very, very good.
And thank you for tuning in.
Thanks a lot. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.